Ingrid Vanderveldt. I'm here with Fast Company's Creative Conversations, and I am the Entrepreneur in Residence for Dell, and I also head up the Dell Innovators Credit Fund.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Gore. I'm the Resident Entrepreneur for the United Nations Foundation, and I'm so fired up to be here for Fast Company's Creative Conversations. I think what surprises people are where entrepreneurs are. So I was in this just recently South Sudan in a refugee camp, and you can see particularly women creating their own little micro enterprises, their own little businesses in an environment where maybe it's not your typical bureaucracy, but there's nothing. There's no support mechanisms. You wouldn't think there's innovation, yet there's small businesses happening, there's trading happening, and then every person there somehow has a mobile phone. So business and entrepreneurism is punching through, even in mobile phones, in the most unlikely places like a refugee camp.
You know my goal is to empower 1 billion women by 2020.
I do know that.
Which is why I'm so proud to team up with you guys. Because I think if we can get a mobile device in the hands of every single woman out there, I mean, technology is the great enabler to make anything happen. So as you're talking about these women, I'm thinking, how are they working through the systems in that particular country to break through the bureaucracy? But then when you add in the technology element, you know, it just enables them to have access to the world, access to what they need to actually make that change.
Well, look at what social media's done. I mean, look at Egypt, right? I mean, there was an uprising online. I mean, we have this joke at the UN that we call people clicktivists now. So they're activists with a mouse, but they're able to inspire change. The Arab Spring was very similar. I mean, social media, mobile phones, I think that's how we're breaking through bureaucracy, even more so than the traditional sense of just, you know, the tornado and the bulldozer trying to punch through at a bunch of meetings. It's also online. It's in the social sphere.
People will often ask me about what's it like to be a woman CEO and how is it and working with the guys. And I often find myself saying, I think that the guys and everybody else are just waiting for us to show up. You know, it's like our time now. And I'm wondering if the same thing is kind of true now with these larger organizations, that they're fundamentally seeing that entrepreneurs, and women especially, are really the key to our global sustainable future. And if they want to be part of it, it's kind of like, okay, well, the entrepreneurs just show up and they figure out how can they be a part of that. Well, do you think that's going on?
I do. I think with women, we've got babies, BlackBerries, businesses, boys, so we don't have time for BS. You know, and so we in ourselves innately, we're multitaskers and we have to break through bureaucracy. We just don't have time. And I don't think that's just women. I think young leaders, particularly entrepreneurs, are just saying, we're making this happen. You know, you see businesses start up in 6 months and suddenly they're a multi-billion-dollar business. I don't think they were worrying about bureaucracy. Maybe it's a word of the past.